All right, so greetings everyone again. My name is Tayo. Welcome to today's class. We'll be talking about publication chart corrections. And this as a result, as I said, of what I've observed with the last couple of days or weeks and months, to be honest. I did mention about it in our previous classes, where I said, I go on board and I see that some of the vessels do not have the chart that they're sailing on. So, for example, they're in port and they don't have the chart for the port. So I flagged that out. But one of the things I've seen again recently is that corrections are not done appropriately. I don't know if there's this obvious gap or it's just negligence. So I decided to say let's talk about that today in our family meeting, our village meeting. Can you all hear me, please? Anybody? Just signify.
Loud and clear.
Okay, very good. So on my screen right now is the chart catalog. What we all know as chart catalog, right? Is anybody here that has not seen this chart catalog before? Anybody? If you've not seen it before, let me know. All right. So if you have seen it, I expect that you've also opened it, flipped through it at least, just to see what's inside this big, long, beautiful book. All right. So first thing first, I see that there's a 2022 edition, you see, MP131. For some reasons, we have, what will I call it? I have seen that some vessels have old, obsolete editions. Why they do have this, I don't know. Well, I know why they have it, but why they don't have the new ones is what I don't know. So you have a 2018 edition on some vessels, you see. Or they'll have a 2017, 2020 edition. Some vessels, they've actually not made requisition, while some requisition has been made and they are waiting supply. For the ones that have made requisitions, I can understand, but those that have not made requisitions, I cannot understand why. Okay, so you need to know yearly these things comes out. All right, now when you receive it, what comes in this publication is the next thing that you're going to see. Can you see it clearly, please? There is this correction. So the chart catalog comes with the correction, this white paper. And to be fair, most of the people I've visited actually don't know what this thing means. Let me see if I can zoom it clearly so that those that are checking it from their phone or what, can actually see it. So can you see it? Anybody can read what is there? Can somebody just read it out? Any volunteers?
Catalog of Admiralty Charts and Publications, MP131, 2022 edition, addendum for the period 7th October to 25th November 2021. Okay. Please amend information in the 2022 edition as shown.
All right, so very good. Thank you very much for that. So when you have a chart catalog 2022 edition, obviously they don't wait for 2022 to print out 2022 edition. So it's probably out around maybe early October or end of September. They've already started collating all the details. They don't do lastminute.com. There's no African time or Nigerian time, in all these things. So they've actually done it a little bit earlier so that people can start having it by the end of the year. Because they know that it's logistics to print this thing for all the ships, to distribute it, to get it to the distributors, to do, all that. There's a logistics nightmare to do this thing. So it's already ready around September. Now, by the time it's coming out, they are new because they don't pause. They don't do like, I don't want to mention names to this today. They don't do like some people that will pause everything and, everything is still moving. Changes are happening in the charts, new editions are still going on, even though they published this thing. So it comes up with this paper, this is like the correction. You need to apply this to your chart correction. So anybody here that has actually applied it to their chart correction before? Has anybody done it before? Tell me, please. If you have done it, let me know. No? Okay, so I zoomed it so that we can see it clearly also. Okay, so now when you have your chart correction, irrespective of the fact that, okay, it's not in my area, I am working in Ghana, I don't work in Egypt, I don't do this. No, that's not how this thing works. We have to know that as long as a publication is on board your vessel or a chart is on board your vessel, it needs to be corrected. Why? Because one day you could decide to they can set the vessel to go there. So, and you might not even be the one on board, or the person that's going to be on board will not have too many corrections to do, or sometimes they just have to buy a new chart or a new publication. So once a publication is on board your vessel, you should correct it. Now, for the love of, anything, I really do not understand when some people are trying to give me excuses like, it's not in my area, I don't have time. What do you mean I don't have time? For those that sail worldwide, they correct worldwide charts, all the charts that they have on their vessels. So if you are doing coastal navigation and you cannot correct your publications and charts weekly, I really cannot understand it, to be honest. There's no explanation that I can understand. No how. Because for me, obviously, I've done the worldwide before and I've done this one before, and you cannot tell me you don't have the time. All right. So it also explains it. It says the part one, the exact page, and what you should do. So you go to the part one, you cut it, and you put it there. All right. So that's an example. Sorry. You see? So it goes to, if you go to the next one, part three, it tells you that in part three, page 18, index one, chart number 47, this is an example, 4407. At this week, there's a new edition, and the new edition is now 2021. So you should actually go to those parts, the chart, and correct them. And it's very easy. Just use a pen or something. It's no need for drama. On the page that they tell you to do, look for the chart, go to the edition, and cancel it and put the new one there. Okay? And it's that easy to do. All right. Let me look for another example. I think that's it really from this side. So part 8, part 4, these things should be done. Amend the new edition. Insert it that there's a new edition. And sometimes maybe something new completely. Look at this one, number 34 here. It says in D1, this chart, this week, amend plan B to read this. So probably there's a what was there before is not this. So amend it to read XYZ and all that. So it is easy, and it's something that we should actually do. So this is the first point of call. If your chart catalog is up to date, then you can now start talking about other things. Now, why is this important? I see that a lot of vessels, so like I said, do not have the port of One. They don't have the chart for the port of One, which is chart 3289. Some people are guilty in this class. They don't want to talk, but no problem. I would forgive you today. So why? Because if you look at their chart catalog, because it's so old, they had a chart catalog before the chart of Port of One came out. They don't even see it. They don't know that there is a new chart from their chart catalog. So I become their chart catalog, at least without mincing word. I've become chart catalog for like 8 vessels in the last maybe 1 month. So if you don't correct your chart catalog, if you don't have the recent chart catalog, you will not be able to know that there's a new chart for a particular area. Also, sometimes, and also if you don't correct the chart, you know that there's a new chart has come out. Okay, so there's no clever way of being lazy about this thing, especially for deck officers. All right. So the first thing, make sure your chart log is up to date. Now, another important thing about this is this. If, for example, it's not your normal area, you have to sail to a particular country. You are going to South Korea, Port of Busan, for example. What are you going to, how are you going to know the charts you're supposed to use? It's from your chart catalog, right? So you start with the very small scale charts, right? For the whole area. Then you start looking from small scale charts to the large scale charts so you can get the largest scale chart for the area. And that's how you're going to pick your chart from the chart catalog. Now, if you don't have the correct chart catalog or the correct edition of chart catalog, how are you going to know where you are going, the charts that you require? So you now use your old chart, tell Captain to, or you request for some amount of charts that is not is not enough. By the time you get it, you now realize that, oh, you should have requested for more. You now become to look stupid. We shouldn't be looking stupid. We should be professionals in what we do. I like that. I like the fact that we are professionals. So guys, I cannot overemphasize that this very simple thing is very important. It makes you appear professional, so that anybody's telling you story, you can tell them your own story back. So sorry, let me bring this back to scale. All right. So I hope you've actually picked something from here. Go on your vessel. So I'm doing this for you now. Go on your vessel and check that you have the right chart catalog. If you don't have it, request for it. Now, I don't have pictures of publications, but before I go to publications, let me continue the chart as well. Now, it is very important that you correct your chart. Very, very important, because things are moving. The world doesn't operate like we think in our head, that like everybody is stopped and we are the only one moving. No, everything is moving. New installations, new routes, new accidents, everything. New boys, a removed boy, flood has moved boy, current has moved. So, something is always happening. The fact that you always pass that route does not mean it's stagnant. A vessel might have gone aground. A new wreck must have happened. In short, they might have dredged it. Or somebody has realized that, oh, that place is now very shallow than normal. So don't allow complacence to get into your way of being a professional seafarer, especially a deck officer. Are you following me, please? This class is too quiet. Is anybody hearing me?
Really 5/5, sir.
Thank you very much for that. So it is important. Now, your chart correction tools, you know them. Request for them, please, and push the captain that you need those chart correction tools. And if you don't have those chart correction tools, it's not an excuse not to correct your chart, because guess what? If you go aground because there's a new information that you did not put on your chart, and you say, the reason I did not do it is because I don't have chart correction tools, guess how stupid you look? 100% stupid. So that is not. You use what you have. If you're supposed to use a magenta and you don't have magenta pen, no problem. Use the black pen. Use the red pen. Note when you requested for it. So if anybody comes and say, why didn't you use magenta or whatever? Say, I did not have. I have requested for it. However, I have to plot this. So it is not enough to come on a vessel and you give me an excuse that I don't have this, and that's why I did not correct my chart. Because that would be a very expensive excuse if you go aground, or if you have an accident, or you drop your anchor where they laid the pipeline. Guess what? Or you drop your anchor where they put electric cable, and by the time you are picking up your anchor, you put all the town in blackout. The town that requires the cable, they're not in blackout. What will you say? Because I don't have magenta pen, I don't have the tracing paper, I don't have, you can give all the reasons, but nobody will be willing to hear. You'll be very, very popular at those times. All right, guys. So please, please, please correct your charts. It is your chart. Now, also, some people will tell me the company has a Chartco or other brands exist. I'm not advertising for any of those companies, right? And it's not working, so I cannot correct my chart. For me, it's a very lame excuse, completely lame. I don't buy it. You have internet at the moment. Notice to mariners, it's available online. It is a 2 megabyte, maximum 3 megabytes every week. If you don't have the money for 3 megabytes on your phone, let me know. I will send you 3 megabyte credit. Please download the weekly notice to mariners yourself. If the company is not trying to be responsible, you be responsible and download it and use it to correct your chat. Don't wait until it now becomes 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Then you now become lazy to correct the chat. Okay. So download it yourself. It's 2 megabytes. All right. And if you don't have it, let me know. I will send it. I'll help you download it and send it to you. All right. So please, 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 let us get on top of this. Now, if you need help with exactly what you need to do, maybe we can do another class whereby I will, maybe, I don't know, I will ask Captain Busayo what we have in plan. We'll download one for 1 week and we will see how, we'll run through it, how to do it, yeah? How to actually use the correction for the week. In short, I don't have to do it. Somebody here can, Mike can recommend if you know how you do it on board your vessel and how do you use it, so somebody else can take the class, out of everybody listening, so that you share. We'll have a peer-to-peer group as well. So we'll run through it and you see it is very easy. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, I did mention that also I went on a vessel whereby they downloaded it, they have it, they have the correction, but they have a old publication and the person is using new correction on old publication. I wasn't very pleased at all. They said, that's what I have. I said, no, you cannot. You cannot put new wine in old wine skin. It doesn't work like that. So if you don't, that's for publications or charts, really. So if you don't have the new edition and there's already corrections for it, what you do is that at that point, you print it out, you file it, you keep it, so that when the new publication comes, you have to now, so the fact that you collect that's another point I want us to note. The fact that you have a new publication that you just received on your vessel today does not mean it's corrected up to today. That publication can be coming from Singapore or China or wherever it's coming from. So that publication could be at least maybe 6 months or 6 weeks or 3 weeks, 4 weeks before it even arrived in your office. There's somebody in your office that maybe does not even know what it's all about, thinks it's just some paperwork. They kept it in their office for another 2 weeks before Captain sent a reminder email. And I said, oh, no worry, Captain, when you come to port, we'll give it to you. So that publication might be already 8 weeks before it gets to you. So guess who has been doing the correction while the publication is in transit? Guess. Nobody. Okay? So those publications you are keeping, when the vessel comes, you correct them. When the publications arrive your vessel, you correct them with it. Is it clear? Do we understand that point then? So I didn't expect to be sharing this, but from what I've seen, I think we need to be telling ourselves. And some people just don't know. It's not fault of anybody. Maybe while a cadet or something, nobody taught them, or whatever. So the idea is not to yab anybody or to make anybody look down, but the idea is sharing knowledge. And I cannot be going to every class, every vessel. So this is a very good platform where we can discuss it. If you have specific, or the people on board your vessel are not very sure or something, contact me, contact Captain Busayo, or all the officers on the group, and we'll be able to explain it to you. We don't mind. There's no shame in learning, really. And most of the people that meet me know that I also learn from them as well. There's no shame in learning. Ask me. If I cannot do it immediately, I will let you know, or I can tell you to go and meet somebody, maybe they have more time. Because what we want to see is that you're a professional at your place of work. You are keeping the flags flying. Okay? So I like that my cadets are now, I think some of my cadets are becoming chief officers, or some of them, so I mean, cadets when I was captain, or not when I was third officer. Some of my third officer cadets are already captains. So my cadets when I was captain are already second officers, and I'm very proud of them. I'm sure that they will be good, officers, when they become chief as well. So it's the push. We have to keep pushing ourselves. So once you learn it one time, you know it forever. So please don't hold back to ask those questions, because I don't want to come on your vessel and be having observations or other people going on rescue and be having observations or non-conformity that you did not plot your corrections in the chart appropriately. Now, while we are still on the chart, there are some IOCs or some fields that will be sending you notice to mariners as well, or I don't know what they call it, notice to mariners, or maybe something to put on the chart. So maybe they are doing some badge moves, they are doing something. It might be temporary, and some of them might be permanent. So before they will send it to the hydrographic office or something, they might already share with you. So they will tell you, okay, Captain, these are the anchor patterns, this, or these are our boys in this area, cluster boys for anchors of our surfers or small boats, for example. So those things, plot them as well. It's not just on the radar alone. Plot it as a temporary or something like that, so that you are confident that you know what you are saying. Now, before I also go to publications, I also want to mention that this is a very bad habit that I've been seeing, and it's good we're going to mention it. When the last mile, because people are so used to a particular port, then they stop monitoring the vessel position when they're coming into port. It is not good. It is a sign of complacence, and it's very, very unprofessional. So you're going to One, Port of One, and because you've gotten to Fairway Boy, you think you've arrived on it, then you don't monitor the position again. You'll be writing it only on your log, but you don't monitor it on your chart, because you think you know the route. That is not it's not so good. Well, how busy are you? I mean, are you the engine that is moving? Just put a position, and it's laziness. That's just the word for it. It's I don't care. Plot your position every 30 minutes or every 15 minutes. It shows that, oh, I know what I'm doing. We are in the right spot and all that. What if the weather goes bad? Some people don't even prepare the chart at all. They just say, okay, we did do and so we did do. Now you have sudden rain and you're still moving at 8 knots or 9 knots. Then that's when you start looking for the chart. I say, okay, where are we? All right, no, come on. That's not professional. Remember, the way you do little things is the way you're going to do big things. So let us be cautious of that. Okay, so everybody in this class, I hope by now you understand the chart catalog has to be updated. Your chart, you should have a recent chart catalog on board. You should update it with the paper. Don't just throw that paper away. It's not decoration. Update it with the content of that. Some of them may be relevant to you. Some of them may not be relevant to you. If you have a cadet, please let the cadets do it as well. It helps them to learn how to do it. Okay. It's a document. Please have it to prepared. Now, moving on to publications. I don't know. It's really alarming to me, honestly speaking. This thing is a very small thing, but it's shocking that a lot of vessels have obsolete publications, and I don't know why. It's either it's not requested for, or when I go maybe 2 months ago, I said, oh, your bridge procedure guide is obsolete. There's a new one. They will request for bridge procedure guide because, oh, Captain Tyler have said it. Then I go the next day. Then I see, MP2 is the old one. Then I say, oh, is it the old one? The one you told us before, I've done it now. It makes me not. Come on, guys. You are receiving your corrections, weekly corrections. Look at it. Request for it. The Admiralty ones are easier because you can check that from your weekly notice to mariners. The ones that are not Admiralty publications, I can understand maybe they're a little bit tricky. But guys, we have internet. You are on Instagram, on Facebook, or Twitter, or whatever it is, whatever you're shouting at the moment, it's none of my business, but do your job properly. Go online, check it. This publication, just sit down with it. Check the IMO contact, IMO publications. It's on the website. Check it. Is there a new one? Is this the recent one? Just put it on Google for Christ's sake, and you will see if it's a recent one or not. Are you required to have it? Okay. Then update your request for the new one. Because if your ship owners or your what's it called? Your managers keep saying that inspectors, class surveyors, everybody's coming and they are picking that publication is obsolete. Publication is obsolete. They will just think You guys are joking. Then what are you doing there? Ship is not just for maneuvering alone. Our navigation is not just about maneuvering from point A to B or moving from point A to B. A ship is a company, and the captain is the manager of that company, and you are there to assist the captain. So please, guys, I like us to even as simple as IAMSA Volume 3. Some people have old edition of IAMSA Volume 3. How do you do that? If you check your cargo ship safety, I think it's safety radio certificate. All right, somebody, what's the chart? So if you check your cargo ship safety radio certificate, for example, you would see the list of you're welcome, NJ. Thank you so much. Also, you see the list of some of them have publications that you should have. You should have a code of yes, cargo ship safety radio, and that's a form R. You see, I think you need to have a code of signal. You should have an IAMSA volume. It's something that you should have by your cargo ship safety radio, and you have a hold one. What's the meaning? You are saying that your cargo ship safety radio is not valid or is going against it. So please, guys, let's take this very serious. Don't just complain and complain and complain and complain. Do your own part as well. Okay. If you come, let me come on board your vessel and you tell me that you've made requisition. Show me that you've made requisition, or that's better. That means it's not your fault. But the one that is your fault, I know that would not be nice. Or else we start yabbing ourselves probably. Of course, yes, that's noted. That yes, some companies do not respond to requisitions and for updated publications. I agree that some don't do it, but in a large majority of the ones that I've seen, they've not even sent the requisition, or they'll send some. And it's when the inspector talks about another one, and I say, "Oh, is it updated as well?" And I say, "Yeah, it's updated." Of course, I understand that maybe the inspector has a benefit of hindsight because they go to different places and they see. But why some have it, why some don't have it. Now, also, I understand that some companies actually, they are the ones that they have a system in place, that will let you know. Some companies are better than the others. Let you know that, oh, this publication is, is obsolete. Also, the publication that has come out in January or last year, October, that you did not know, that you now want to start requesting for in September this year, when another one is even out served already, So please, guys, let's do our own part. Yes, the office has their own part, the management has their own part. But to be fair, the majority I've seen, there's this part from us that we have not actually done on time. Okay, so those are my key points I really wanted to share with us today. That it is important. The publications are important. It depends on your sea area. The Admiralty list is even very simple to even know. So if you don't know, look at the back of the Admiralty. It shows you the area it covers. All right, so you can actually know. Oh, do I need this? Do I need this? Then, of course, the fact that you have a chart on your vessel. So, for example, this will be benefit of your office. So the vessel you're operating in Nigerian waters or South African waters, for example, and because the vessel came from Malaysia or Singapore or China where it was built, now the Chinese charts you have are now obsolete. You don't need to request for that now. You get, because it's not your trading area. So you slowly shrink it until you're trading. You focus more on your trading area. But as far as I'm concerned, if the chart is still on board your vessel and it's still valid, then you should update it. Okay. So if you are going to sail to another place, then you have to use your chart catalog. If you know how embarrassing it is for you to request a chart to a port and you do not request everything, because most likely you have very short time to plan. The information came to you, you have less than a week, and you requested it, and it came. You are now going tomorrow. You now realize you need 2 more charts that you did not request for. You look like a joke, like a Christmas. It's not Christmas. It's salad that just passed. Christmas salad joke. To everybody. They won't take you serious. All right. So please, it is very important. Okay, you share that tea that you're drinking with all of us. Yeah, you're gonna share that. Hope you're well anyway. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So please, I don't want to overflog this issue. I hope we understand it, and I'm very serious. If you are in doubt at all, contact us, use us. And myself, Captain Afalabio, Captain Josh is there, Captain Levi is there, Captain Didion is in the house. We have a couple of people, great people. Captain Tolu is there as well. Captain Harrison is there as well. So we have great people that you can actually ask. And if we don't find the answer, if we don't know the answer immediately, we'll find out. That is all from me today. I don't think it's except if Captain Falabi has any contribution or anybody has a question, please let us know. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Captain. So, I was learning a lot today as well. I just want to encourage the guys in the house that please, apart from exam purpose, Captain Taya said it all. This is safety of navigation. We don't want to find ourselves at this end of this as well. So, proper updating of our chat. And if you have any issues, some don't. To be honest and to be fair, yeah, some really message me, I don't know how to update this, I don't know how to update that. And I don't shy away from teaching them. If you can meet Captain Tayo on how to update and how to do it. I think we might also have another class on just practical ways of just updating the chat and publications, because some understand it from another perspective and they're not doing it correctly. They're doing it, but they're not doing it correctly. So please, let's try and know how to do it correctly. And maybe we just come in one day, we just have a chat correction and everyone can ask the questions that are bothering them. I don't feel shy that, I don't know how to do chat correction. Don't worry. It's not your fault, because it's what some captains have not been, inciting in us when we were cadet and junior officers, and then we find ourselves on percent of those as well. So it's not too late to learn, but the earlier you learn it, the better. So please, everybody should take this lesson very, very serious. And like I said, we might come again and just do a chat correction, just the practical. Thank you, Captain Tayo.
Thank you, boss. Thank you. Does anybody have a question, please? Anybody has a question? Oh, that's very good. That's very good. No questions today. Thanks, Captain Afo. My regards to everybody as well in the class today. I hope you've picked one or two things. Again, we didn't learn all this. We didn't bring all this from heaven. We learned it. So please, buy truth, tell it not. Learn. Ask the question. Okay. And those for exams or prepare for exams, or those passed they just passed the exams. Congratulations. All right, then I think that will be the end of the class for today. It's a very short class, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.